In Mumbai, a toddler is dead because he was turned away by 7 different hospitals just because his parents could not pay a deposit of 50,000 rupees. Yet another shocker from Bengaluru. An event manager has been arrested for allegedly drugging and sexually assaulting a minor on the pretext of giving her modeling assignments. More political drama unfolds in Tamil Nadu as AIADMK's second-in-command joins the Paneerselvam camp. Meanwhile, Sasikala launches fresh attacks on O. Paneerselvam. The Tamil Nadu governor is meeting both O. Paneerselvam and Sasikala today. Hello and welcome. You are watching The Big Story here on Magic Bricks Now. I'm Krishna Kumar. Straight to this new shocker from Bengaluru, where an event manager has been arrested for allegedly drugging, sexually assaulting and blackmailing a minor from Mumbai who was working with him. The accused, Pragdish Kapoor, is currently in custody, and POCSO, Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act, has been invoked in this case. My colleague Srija gets us this ground report from Bengaluru. Take a look.
Yet another rape shocker has come to light here in Bengaluru. What we know is that a 17-year-old college-going girl, minor girl, was drugged and raped, and this incident was reported on Sunday, only on Sunday, when the girl, in fact, what we know, she's a college-going girl as well as was doing a modeling assignment by her side. Also, she was contacted by this particular accused, Pragdish Kapoor, who in fact contacted her and asked her to visit to his residence, who in fact promised her of a job in modeling industry. What we also know is that when this victim reached his residence, he immediately offered her a drink spiked with sedatives, drugged her and raped her. In fact, the victim mustered courage and reported this entire incident to the city police commissioner, who in turn filed a complaint, registered a complaint under the POCSO Act, and they immediately in fact arrested the accused, Pragdish Kapoor. Also, what we understand during the investigation, it was revealed that this was not a very first case that Pragdish Kapoor had committed. In fact, various other people were also involved in this, and various other victims. Also, he had approached quite a few models who in fact he promised, and the police are in fact investigating this angle as well. In Bengaluru, Srija for Magic Bricks Now.
This is a minor, and in the minor's case, nobody should be looking at it as if there would have been provocation, as if there could be any kind of consent, as if this lady, this girl is the one to be taking primary responsibility, because that seems to be the kind of mindset by the system in general, whether it is the police, the prosecutor or the magistrate. And that is what we need to challenge, because there is a law now, may not be a great law, but whatever this law is, you follow the law to the T and not find technicalities to get this man outside on bail. There's no way you give him bail, because he is a threat to that child now. If he comes out on bail, he's a threat to the child, just like how other rapists are threats to the victim survivors. And I do hope that the magistrate will look at it very, very seriously, and the police will give all the necessary protection to this child.
They should be careful going out late at night, and probably they should, inform their parents or their family members where they are going, so that, they can be traced easily in case they are in trouble.
The parents should be aware of it, and should avoid the late nights, especially the pubs and all that.
You should put your wall where you should know. You should put your limits, so they'll also know. They won't take advantage. That people are there, both the side is there. Some they have to come to that level, they'll go ahead. If you can't force them.
I know Pragdish Kapoor, he told us he's a casting director, and he approached me as well. But then I found him a little shady, so I just, kept my distance. But then she's a 17-year-old, and she's obviously not as mature in understanding what he is like. You can't blame the girl actually, because she didn't know that she would ever go through so much, right? Because of one opportunity. I mean, she would have trusted him and gone. And it's not only fashion, it's anybody. Maybe she required money that time. Maybe she was going through a position where, you know, she couldn't explain anything to anyone. So, you know, she said, okay, if I'm getting money, I'll do it.
I think government has to take strict actions against it, because once the government doesn't take any step, I don't think any action would be taken.
Okay.
Like, and every time people coming on the streets won't help.
The person should obviously be prosecuted by the police and should not be left by bail. I think there should be strict term, I mean, at least for 5-year or 6-year jail.
Shifting focus to the big story that we are focusing on here, in a heart-wrenching case, a 1.5-year-old toddler, Shahbaz Ali, breathed his last at the Sion Hospital in Mumbai after battling internal bleeding for 5 days. What's more shocking in this case is that the claim made by Shahbaz's parents that their child was denied admission, or rather turned away, by 7 different hospitals. My colleague Aishwarya Paliwal gets us this report.
Where I'm standing is the exact spot where 1.5-year-old Shahbaz was playing when this vegetable cart fell on him. And he was standing exactly here on this location. Now, after this incident took place, his parents immediately took him to 7 hospitals. One after the other, all of them told them that if they do not deposit close to 50,000 rupees, their son will not be admitted. Now, these are big hospital names: JJ, Wadia, Sion Hospital, KEM Hospital. Now, parents went from one hospital to the other, and on some pretext or the other, the hospital authorities shooed them away. Finally, they admitted their son in Sion Hospital, where they had to pay 20,000 advance to get their son admitted. कितने हॉस्पिटल गए थे आप लोग, और कितने हॉस्पिटल लोगों ने आपको क्या बोला?
मैंने पहले नाला से पारा लेके गई,
पहले वहाँ
बांगड़े में पहले वाले लेके गई मैंने। फिर ये छोटा था, ये जवाब दे दी, बोले मेरे बस का नहीं है। फिर बांगड़ी में लेके गई, फिर वो बोले मेरे बस का नहीं है। फिर नाला से पारा लेके गई, बोले कि मैं 20,000 डिपॉजिट लेता हूँ, कोई गारंटी नहीं है, कोई गारंटी नहीं है, आप भी देता हो तो दो, ना तो मैं हाथ नहीं लगाऊंगा। मैंने 5,000 रुपये दी, हाथ नहीं लगाई लोग। फिर मैंने 12 बजे रात को निकाले, अपने बच्चे को वहाँ लेके गई, कैम्प में लेके गई। दरवाजे के सामने नहीं पहुँची, जब जवाब दे दिए, भर्ती नहीं लिए। वहाँ से लेके गई नहर में जवाब दे दिए। नहर में से लौटी तो फिर मैंने गई जय में सिस्टर, जैसे मैंने दरवाजे के सामने उतरी और सिस्टर वो कैमरा बनाने लग गई। ये लोग बोले डॉक्टर लोग तुम लोग साथ में लेके आए हो। हम लोग बोले मेरे क्या ज़रूरत है, मैं अपना बच्चा देखूंगी, कि इनको लेके आऊँगी, मैं ये नहीं लिए भर्ती।
आप मुझे बताओ, साइन हॉस्पिटल में क्या हुआ? कितना पैसा उन्होंने आपसे लिया और गारंटी क्यों नहीं ली?
12,000 रुपया लिया। 12,000 रुपये की मैंने दवाई लिया, अपने हाथ से दी मैंने। उन्होंने दवाई यूज नहीं किया मेरे बच्चे के साथ। परसों के दिन मैंने रिपोर्ट ला के जाँच करवाई। वो मैं बोली डॉक्टर दवाई की दो रिपोर्ट, बोला क्या कचरे में फेंक दिया रिपोर्ट फेंकने के बाद मैं बोली अपने आदमी से कि मैं रिपोर्ट देखती रह गई, रिपोर्ट नहीं दिया, वो दवाई किस नहीं कर रहा बच्चे के सही ढंग से, बच्चा हाथ में नहीं आएगा। बोला नहीं कर रहे हैं। मैं बोली जाके पूछने गया तो सिर पे चढ़ गया मारने के लिए। मैं लेके गई थी आज मेरे बच्चे, मैं जो साइन में मैं भर्ती की, जब भी मेरा बच्चा देख रहा था, खाली वो जबान से नहीं बोल रहा था, बस हो जी जाता वो। ये लोग जान से मार दी मेरे बच्चे को।
And to take that big story forward, I'm now being joined by Mr. Justice for M.F. Saldana, former judge at the Bombay High Court as well as the Karnataka High Court. Saldana, as always, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on the big story on Magic Bricks Now. Now, this is a heart-wrenching case, and the most shocking thing about something like this is that we've heard something like this happening in rural India. We've seen those, horrific images of people being forced to carry dead bodies on their shoulders, but that was small town India, very far removed. And for now, this show is being watched by people in Bengaluru, Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi and Pune, big city like Mumbai, like Bombay. 7 hospitals said no to a dying child, Mr. Saldana. Is there any way, I'm sure there is many ways, but talk to us in terms of the law. How can you deal with these 7 hospitals which turned the kid away?
Well, this is intolerable. It's unpardonable. But what pains me is that despite the fact that for many years I kept focusing on this, absolutely nothing has happened. And I'm really sorry to say that after the 8th of November, when the money supply has become difficult, the situation has got grossly aggravated. I think when I was on the air on an earlier occasion, I had pointed out with due respect to our leaders in Delhi that even a well-to-do person in the building where I reside had died because the hospital asked for a huge amount of money and we just couldn't produce it, and they want cash. But the truth of the matter is, I'm thankful that you've brought the focus on this. These sort of incidents are taking place probably, I would say not 10,000, but more than that times a day. And the carelessness levels are just growing because in our country, I'm again, I have got to say this almost with tears in my eyes, life doesn't matter. And when you come below the poverty line, there are no statistics.
You just don't matter. If you're below the poverty line, you just don't matter, do you?
But I think the time has come when we have got to humanize things.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, Ms. Saldana, we here at Magic Bricks now did a ground check, visiting all the hospitals that turned the hapless toddler away. My colleague Richa Sharma gets us this report from Sion Hospital, where the 1.5-year-old breathed his last. Take a look at this.
1.5-year-old Shahbaz Ali took his last breath here at the Sion Hospital right behind me after being refused to get given treatment by almost 7 hospitals in Mumbai. While the father of the child says that the doctors as well as the authorities at the hospital did not give proper treatment to the child, due to which he succumbed to his internal injuries. But although the hospital authorities refused to give us any official comment on camera, but the sources in the hospital tell us that when the child arrived at the hospital, he was in a very bad state and condition, and he had very, very major head as well as abdomen injuries, and he was on 0 pulse and breath when he arrived, after which they put them on a ventilator and life support. But somehow he survived for 3 days and succumbed to the injuries on Monday, that is 6th of Feb. Another important point that they put in front of us, the hospital sources told us that most of the government hospitals are understaffed and overpopulated by patients, which makes it difficult for them to handle such patients that need urgent emergency treatment. This is Richa Sharma for Magic Bricks Now.
There you have it, Mrs. Saldana. There is 2 ways to look at the problem. One is the way we've become dehumanized, especially when it comes to hospitals, and second is that how dehumanized hospitals are in the first place because of the way they're chronically understaffed and chronically under lacking when it comes to infrastructure and facilities. I just want to understand this. How can the 7 hospitals who've turned this particular 1.5-year-old toddler away because they asked for a 50,000 rupees down payment amount before the child is admitted, how can these 7 hospitals be brought to the book under the law?
My friend, I started by saying that it is pathetic in our country that when a life goes, the entire matter is closed and forgotten. Now, I do remember that in numerous instances, not only the cases of this type, I had invariably said that we have got to do, this is not called a post-mortem, we've got to do an incisive inquiry, and the aspect of accountability should be brought out. Because once you make an example, I found that both in Bombay and in Karnataka, in Bangalore where I was, once you make an example and you hold somebody liable, I remember on one occasion I had held the engineers liable, and I had said that they got to pay heavy damages and it's got to be deducted from their salary. The state need not pay it. Now, when you take action of this type, unfortunately, you see, the matter never comes to the courts. But I have a different view altogether. You see, under the Constitution, the High Court has what you call suo motu powers. And the judges also, they read the newspaper, they listen to the news. And when incidents of this type are focused by the media, you can't pick up every single one, but when they are focused on by the media, they should immediately be taken up. And it's not a very difficult issue. You can take it up, you can hold an inquiry, you can hold somebody accountable. The whole situation will change. Because otherwise this state of affairs will continue. It doesn't only happen with very poor people. You see, it's happened, I've told you, it happened everywhere.
Yeah, I understand that. But I'm just wondering what to do now. Be it this particular case, or for the matter, next time, any one of the audience who's watching us, they go to a hospital and they're turned away because they can't give a certain cash deposit to start with. How can that particular hospital be brought to book under the law? Does the citizen in question file a PIL? What do they do? How easy or difficult it is to bring these hospitals, callous hospitals, to book?
Well, I would very much like social-minded professionals, responsible lawyers or social workers, because you don't expect the poor parents in this particular instance to reach the High Court. But it can certainly be taken up. Now in the Asiad workers case, I remember in Delhi, they were all illiterate workers, but who took it up? A journalist filed a PIL in the Supreme Court. But rather than that, of course, that should be done. I would like to see a little more of activism on the part of the judiciary. I don't believe that these instances don't come to the notice of the judges.
Oh, you're saying that
take suo moto action.
Yes. Okay. Because of the kind of number of cases that have already been presented in front of the court, the Bombay High Court can take suo moto action. Is what you're trying to say here?
Yes.
And
Most
for the matter, any high court across the country.
This is because it's not necessarily only the High Court. The Supreme Court can do it on an all India level, but I would like to see at least one or two of these cases taken up and an example made, because this is now. I mean, I don't believe that in 7 hospitals they could not treat this little child. I don't accept it.
And we don't have the little child with us anymore, Mrs. Saldana. In fact, let's now listen to some reactions we got from the citizens of Mumbai who know about this case. Take a look at this.
सरकारी हॉस्पिटल्स में ज़्यादातर बेड खाली नहीं होते और इसके वजह से यहाँ वहाँ घूमते हुए ही जान चला जाता है बच्चों।
लाइन लगाना पड़ता है, भागना पड़ता है, इधर दौड़ो उधर दौड़ो, फॉर्म लो, फिर उसके बाद कहीं 2-3 घंटे के बाद एडमिशन होता है, फिर उसके बाद डॉक्टर टाइम से आते हैं, बहुत टाइम से, फिर उसके बाद कहीं इलाज चालू होता है।
ऐसा क्या है, पैसा होने के बाद भी इस हॉस्पिटल में ऐसा होता है कि किसकी कदर नहीं की जाती, कि बड़ा है क्या छोटा है, सब बस इनको मालूम है कि आदमी आया इलाज के लिए आया, साल के 12 महीने ऐसा रोना होता है। ये अपने स्टाफ अपने ऊपर देखते रहते हैं कि भाई मेरा क्या बेनिफिट है और हमारा स्टाफ कितना आगे तरक्की करे, बाकी गरीबों के ऊपर नज़रअंदाज किया जाता है।
Gut-wrenching, absolutely gut-wrenching when you hear those voices who call it as a matter of fact, because this is what happened. And Ms. Saldana, as you've been rightly pointing out to us, it's so happened so many times, especially during the demonetization drive, or even for the matter before or after that it's up to the courts right now to take suo moto action, isn't it? But I want to understand, even as we wait for courts to take suo moto action, what can citizens do? What can people who are watching this do?
Well, there's another key and crucial area, my friend, and that is that what is the administration doing? Now, in this particular instance, it may be the municipal corporation or the state government, but what is the administration doing? That's my question. Now, are they all blind? Are they all blind to what is happening? I remember on this very channel we had taken up that issue regarding the number of people who died standing in the ATM lines.
Yes.
Now, is the press the only good Samaritan who's got to pick this up? What about the main point I'm making today, my message on this channel is, what is the preventive action that is being taken? We are not ambulance chasers. After a life has gone, we don't start postmortems and we don't start inquiry. The more important aspect is to see that this does not recur. Now, what is being done in order to do that? Now, that's where the administration comes in. You see, the courts have also got lots of matters to deal with, and there's only one additional one, but I still believe that they've got to make the time for it. But the main thing is, what is the central government doing? What is the state government doing? What are the local authorities doing?
The local authorities are busy fighting elections, and the state government and central government, God knows on the number of things that are yet to act upon. But Ms. Saldana, your point is very clear. One, it's up to the courts, the high courts to start taking suo motu action in cases like this? And second is, what are the authorities doing? How are hospitals allowed to continue just like this? And tomorrow it'll continue like this, right? Another kid like this will get to lose simply because hospitals are the way they are. What are the authorities going to do? That's the big question that we're asking here on Magic Bricks now. Mr. Saldana, former judge of the Bombay High Court and Karnataka High Court, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here in the big story and sharing your thoughts on the matter.
Thank you.
Away from that and on to our continued coverage of the upcoming BMC elections. It is known as one of the most feared by-lanes of the city of Mumbai, and today we take you around Mumbai's E ward, which has areas like Baikala, Dagdi Chaul and Kamatipura, home to the underworld, and tell you what problems exist in this world. Take a look at this special report.
Mumbai's Baikala, home to the rich, famous and the underworld. But even muscle power has not been able to solve the deep-rooted problems of E ward. Illegal hawkers and encroachments and congested roads. Mumbai's E ward, which has areas like Baikala, Kamatipura and Agripada, is no different than the rest of the wards in the city. However, what Magic Bricks now found was that this ward is home to a lot of unauthorized constructions. An RTI activist Magic Bricks now spoke to alleges that most of the ward is filled with illegal buildings and builders who have flouted norms post getting the occupancy certificate.
The buildings are on record, it seems to be legal. In order to go ahead and get the OC, then you can take it as an illegal part on the records. But when you check the documentation, many more things are not been compiled as per the rules and regulations or as per the DCR regulations.
The by-lanes of Kamatipura, famously known as a red light area of the city, also faces similar problems. The local corporator, however, defends himself and shifts the blame to the builders and the BMC.
ये महानगर पालिका की मिली भगत उनके इल्म के अंदर रहता है सब चीज़ें. बिल्डिंग प्रपोजल, लोकल वार्ड, लोकल कॉर्पोरेटर, ये सब ये मैंने चीज़ देखी है वार्ड में, ये प्रभाग समिति में आने के बाद. पर मैंने हमेशा इसके खिलाफ, आप मेरा रिकॉर्ड उठा के देखेंगे, मैक्सिमम कंप्लेंट्स मेरी इसी के लिए है.
Most of the illegal structures in this ward are also old and dilapidated, which leads to its own set of problems. Several citizens are homeless because redevelopment work on illegal structures often halts midway when authorities realize the building is unauthorized. Take this building in central Mumbai, for instance. Residents of the building who were rehabilitated allege that their builder cheated them.
When we go and complain with the authorities, like the ward officer, he passes on to the building inspector department who looks after the unauthorized work. But then people get managed over there, the builders and the society goes and pays them bribe. The unauthorized work is still going on and that is not been demolished.
Complete होता नहीं project, unlegal construction करता है, कोई भी objection डालता है, काम रुक जाता है. जब unauthorized काम ही नहीं करेगा तो legal करेगा तो 2 साल में पूरा हो जाएगा, उसका complete ही हो जाएगा job.
Geeta Gowli, the current corporator who sits in the Dawn's Den, Dagdi Chaul, on the other hand, feigns ignorance.
I don't know about it because I don't think so what RTI says, but yeah, it's not illegal from before. I think when we were not the corporator also, since when I was a kid, I used to see them like this only with double rooms. But it's not their problem. It's the people who already told them to make it beforehand.
The ward, which is predominantly dominated by the Muslim community, sees strong competition between the Akhila Bharatiya Sena, AIMIM and Samajwadi Party. Citizens, however, say year after year, promises are made, but nothing changes on ground. Amita Balachandra for Magic Bricks Now.
Potholed roads, mounting garbage, encroached pavements and crumbling infrastructure.
Whatever has to be done by the government has to be done by the government.
Ward by ward, Neta by Neta.
In the last civic polls, the plush Ward A saw the lowest voter turnout.
Find out who performed and who did not. Watch Ward Reports on Mumbai Kar Vote. Only on Magic Bricks Now. And with that, a wrap here on this edition of The Big Story on Magic Bricks Now. Thank you so much for watching. This is Krishna Kumar signing off.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.